Alright guys, it's me, the Tycoon, coming back to you with another review. And this is of Frasier, the rebooted series on Paramount Plus. Now, if you're like me, you will hear the blues are calling, tossed salads and scrambled eggs. And although I seem a little bit confused, baby, I got you pegged. Sorry, I had to do that. I know it's been a while since I've done one of these reviews because it's taken some time to actually get through some TV shows and movies as well. Just, sit down and try and get these reviews done. But here we go. Let's start with Frasier. Now, if you're like me, who grew up on Cheers in the 80s and the Frasier's TV spin-off series in the 1990s, you would have heavily anticipated this show as well. You'll be really have been looking forward to see the next chapter in Dr. Frasier Crane's life and what he's gotten up to, how he's coping with his life now, and what is he going to do next. And was the series as good as Frasier, the original Frasier TV series? No, definitely not. But then the original Frasier TV series, it had a way to change everything. It started again and reintroduced everyone and brought about new characters, new dynamics. The relationships that were built up as well was really good too. So you had the structure of the show was always the same. Comedy, an overarching episode arc, as well as a series arc in terms of 2-3 intertwined storylines, such as Niles and Daphne, Frasier and Martin, and also Eddie the dog somewhere was in there. So once he'd established those kinds of character dynamics very quickly within the first series, and the writing was extremely witty, it's very hard to build up from that. But this one tries. It's difficult because you're dealing with the same characters who have you've kind of grown up with, So they had Freddie and focused on the relationship between Frasier and Freddie. And Frasier is now in Boston. He's flying. He's just taken a little bit of a sabbatical from his TV show. And while he's doing that, before flying off to France, he gets offered a job at Harvard. And he takes it because he uses that opportunity to spend a little bit more time to get to know Frederick, or Freddie now, who has fully grown up. He's a Harvard dropout, was going to follow in the same footsteps as his father, but dropped out of psychology and became a firefighter. There's also a relationship that he's got with his not like an intimate relationship, but like a brother-sister type relationship with a former best friend partner who's got his and she's got a kid called John, and his former best friend was a firefighter who also passed away as well, and he decided to take it upon himself to actually look after them, out of goodwill. So, but Frasier comes in, and when he discovers everything, it's like, what is going on here? And decides to, with his wealth, buy the building that they're living in, and uses that to get closer to his son. Makes sure his son moves in with him, so on and so forth, and all kinds of shenanigans ensue. At Harvard, he reconnects with one of his old friends, played by Nicholas Lyndhurst, of Only Fools and Horses. And it's if you've been to university in the UK, you will be able to identify with some of the characteristics of this university lecturer, such as getting constantly drunk, just so he can pass by the lessons, not really caring about the students because he's a lecturer. Why would you care about the students? They're only there for a semester and then there you go. It's not like a teacher that actually sits with the students for a long period of time, and can be an integral part of their lives. This is completely different. And again, you got a dean that is trying to mirror the sort of Niles-Frasier relationship with her sister that you don't see either. Just wants to one-up her sister all the time. It's interesting. The dynamics are there, but the comedy isn't landing as good as it can do. And that's down to the writing of the jokes, and you are expecting, some witty banter. But the thing is, as you recognise that Frasier's gotten older, the banter itself has become a little bit older too. It's tired, interest. The formula is getting recognisable, which is laughter, laughter, laughter. Last 5 minutes, very serious, then back to laughter and finishing off. Which was the format that Frasier had in the 90s. It was exactly that way. It was a great comedy. It was one of the reasons why it's classed as the best sitcom of all time. It won the most Grammys. This isn't going to win it. This is not there. But it is still a very good, enjoyable watch, especially if you like Frasier. You get to see Lilith return again, and you also get to see Roz right at the end, in the final episode, on the Christmas episode, and you do get to see shades of because they address Marty Crane an awful lot. That the influence that he had in Fraser's life, and father-son dynamics. He got to see his father pass away. The son didn't attend the funeral because of his own personal psychological reasons. They kind of delve into that as well. And the issues that I had with this series was Freddy. Because you'd think Freddy would not sound the way he does. He sounds like an everyday man, considering his parents were not everyday people. They were aspiring to be the top of, especially Fraser, top of what's it called, Seattle's high echelon societal, that kind of guy, one of the elites, and Freddy comes across too much or too far away from the tree. But having said that, you do see shades of that Fraser-ish character coming through, being Freddy, what you'd expect. It still wasn't enough. And there are, genuine senses of regret, because Fraser did leave his wife and child, moved to Seattle from Boston. Then he's come back to Boston, and try and rekindle part of that relationship because he's older himself. And it's quite enjoyable. There is another character, which is David, who is Niles and Daphne's son. They pushed it a little bit too much with David. They tried to recreate Niles 2.0, and what they should have done is let him be his own character. Yes, have the same sort of mannerisms, but you've got to let him be himself. But all in all, the series is actually pretty good. If you're a Frasier fan, you will enjoy it. If you're not a Frasier fan, you will still enjoy it. But it's not going to win the awards. It's not going to... Watch the original series, you'll see what I mean by that. But this series is still very good all the same. So, guys, it's up to you. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you love the series, if you hate it, it's absolutely fine. It doesn't really matter. But ultimately, remember, it's close to Christmas. So like, follow, subscribe. Come on, give me some Christmas presents, man. Whichever platform you're on. Let me hit those big numbers now. And if you guys don't know how to do that, then you'll need to go back to school. So says the TYCOON. And Merry Christmas.